Welcome to More to Know on Daily Ad Brief. I'm your host, Kent Lewis. Joining us today from Seattle, Washington, in what looks like an attic is Dan Sundgren with FreeGren. Sorry, my friend. Welcome to the show, Dan.
Thanks, Kent.
Can't believe I screwed that up. Hey, in 30 seconds or so, can you give our viewers a quick snapshot of your journey? I think it's important that they know kind of where you came from, your lineage as you ended up um, running a small an agency now. But where'd you come from?
Sure. I've been buying and selling digital advertising, involved in the space since '99, which I think makes me maybe one of the old guard. And my current career move is running the small boutique agency here in the Northwest. We primarily focus on local home services providers, and with my partner Scott. So that's where I'm at today.
Great. Yeah, you kind of glanced over the whole Google thing, but that's okay because we don't love Google, right? But hey, let's go on to the next one. I'm really curious. What you run a boutique agency, you specialize in smaller businesses and give them a fighting chance of getting to in front of their potential customers on a large scale. What are the challenges you're seeing today, primarily in that space that you're in, your size of firm and the size of businesses you work with?
Sure. Well, in the local space, it is a bit different. I have done a lot in the national and international enterprise level side of things, but in the local space in particular, it's interesting with Google. It's kind of Google's world still in a lot of ways, and we just live in it. But there are a lot of emerging platforms, and media is actually fracturing. I kind of see like a second fracturing again within the digital world of platforms. So you have a lot of startup platforms like Nextdoor and TickTock and Hulu, a lot of self-serve advertising solutions that are becoming more and more relevant and need to be addressed and used if they can help your client be successful. So we still firmly live in a kind of a PPC SEO world, digital presence management world, but there are a lot of different media channels out there that are going to grow.
You think that I'm guessing you agree with me that it's getting harder and harder with attribution, with so many more channels. It used to be when we were kids, three area, on-air national broadcast networks, and then cable came up, and we had MTV, et cetera. Now we have all these. We have cable, we have CTV, we have all the different Google networks. So we've got other alternative search engines. We have social channels. So, and then as you've mentioned, those independent networks that have other purpose-built usage that are adding their ad capabilities. So attribution, how are you tackling that today?
Yeah, that's a good one. With GA4 coming, I think everyone should be hyper aware of that. Sunsetting the old Urchin analytics. I remember when Urchin was bought at Google, bought from
Mhm.
Google back in like '03, '04, and they morphed it into the current UA, which is going to go away ish or not be supported, i.e., next July. We're all getting our head around the new GA4, which is sort of this new cookieless world, right? And multi-touch attribution is, I think it's been kind of overhyped and sold for a long time because it's still really hard. And with multiple devices and channels, like we just mentioned, it's getting harder. And it used to be easier to do digital marketing. 10 years ago, it was much easier. We had a way cleaner data. I mean, not too long ago, Kent, you remember Google used to give us organic keyword level data on every keyword coming in iterations. I mean, it just seems so much more linear, and now it's a bit more of a challenge. So we are working hard at multi-touch attribution and tracking and tagging everything we can to the best of our ability, but also staying in touch with our clients closely. The beauty of having smaller clients is they really have a pulse on their business, and if it's it's the feel and real, right? If it's working, it's working, and they can kind of tell you that. Not to
Right.
say it's a finger in the air because we still have a ton of data, but there is a little bit of that component to it of, yeah, our phones are ringing. We can see the phones ring, and we can see forms being filled out for lead gen. Um,
Right.
but there's just that component of it, right, where the client is always, you can do pat on your back reports all day, but they're going to really know if their business is feeling good or not.
Right. Measuring by the old phone call and emails and so forth. Um,
Yeah.
Parting question for you, real quick, short answer, hopefully, is TikTok. What do small businesses, what do your clients need to know about TikTok?
We're just getting into it, to be honest. The biggest challenge that I found setting up our first account, we like to go in and try some beta stuff, maybe spend $500 to $1,000 or whatever, and see what we can get out of it. The creative component of it's still really a difficult component because it has to fit in their box. It's not like just the video assets and whatnot. I think are a challenge. So I think there's going to be a huge opportunity for agencies to step into that and be that service. Um, it's a lot different than picking keywords and coming up with some snappy headlines and off to the races you go.
Right.
There's a lot more. There's a lot more. There's a lot more importance on really good creative and good messaging. If you ask me, because you can throw videos up all day and it won't really matter.
Right. Right. Well, I appreciate those insights. I wish we had more time, but I want to thank you for sharing your knowledge
Yeah.
with us today. To find out more about this
Thanks, man.
episode's guest and topic, you bet. Please visit dailyappbrief.com, and we hope you'll join us next time on More to Know. Thanks a lot.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.